Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques,
Hawk,
Jacques,
Hawk.
what's up, folks? Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is your way. What is going on, Tennessee Titan fans and NFL fans across the world? What's up, y'all? What's good, Jacques?
Man, I can't call it, man. Hey, we back at it. The Titans are officially on the clock.
Yep.
Super Bowl is done, so no more Super Bowl. Football is officially done, but the offseason officially starts. So this is the fun, interesting times of the season of football, and it's going to be a doozy. This is probably be one of the biggest off seasons we talk about with the Titans in a long time. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I hope everybody had a good day at work, man. A good day, whatever you do. I hope you had a good day, man. And Hawk, let's get into it, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And again, shout out, man, here on Bleacher Report. For those that's watching us now, man, follow us today on Bleacher Report at Lorenzo_the Hawk. You can follow Jacques as well at Jacques Merrill. We're on Tennessee Titans Weekly on YouTube, Twitter Titans Weekly 24/7, as well as Instagram Tennessee Titans Weekly, Apple, Spotify, TikTok. Hey, Jacques, we out there, bro. We
Yes,
out
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get cracking, Jacques.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, the offseason is here. And the whole NFL world, football world, have their eyes on the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
This offseason, it's going to be a lot of discussion about the draft, the trade. So ride along with us because it's going to be that because we have the control. We're the number one team in the league. And as far as an NFL draft pick, we hold the number one spot. So, Jacques, I've been hearing a whole lot today.
Mm-hmm.
Really, based on the Super Bowl, based on the needs of the team, based on a lot of different things and circumstances, there's been a lot of speculation that the Tennessee Titans will trade their pick this coming up season before the season starts. And I haven't heard of anything from the coaches or anything, though they won't say anything up front. I haven't verified it from the Titans themselves, but that is the news that's going on there. I have a question for you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Given all that we know, man, and understanding what we have, will the Tennessee Titans trade the number one pick?
Now, what I've heard is they're open for business. That's their thing. Scheffner, I think it's Scheffner and Rappaport. One of them made that report in a way of almost questioning if that makes sense. Media can push different things to happen, right? And you go off of what you hear from Mike and Callahan, and you take those clips and you put something together. Do I think they would trade the pick? It's a possibility, but I think to trade it where, right? Because if you got four options. You got Cam, Shador, Travis Hunter, or Dual Carter. Now, if you trade the pick and you go down to eighth, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? So I don't think they're going to trade the pick. I think they're doing a lot of homework on the four, probably those four players alone, right? It's those and those particular players that I think they're looking at. Like, okay, hey, we got four players with four values. That one, there's a generational talent. This one has this. I got a grade on this one. We got a possible franchise quarterback here. So no, I don't think they're going to trade the pick. But I say this, and it's the Titans. Titans will do anything. I don't put nothing past the Titans anymore, right? They traded A.J. Brown, and he just won a Super Bowl. So, different regime, same results. So I say no, but hell, they probably will trade it, and then they trade it. I'm let me say this, people. My expectations, and I'm tampering my feelings, and I'm trying to hold my feelings back as much as I can, right? Because I don't want to get disappointed again, and I don't want to be sad. So whatever the outcome they do, I hope they make the right decision. Do I think they're going to trade a pick? No. What about you, Hawk? You think they're going to trade a pick?
So, Jacques, I actually do think the Titans are going to trade the pick, Jacques. I do. I do think it'll be really based on a few factors. One, the Titans need a quarterback, right? For sure. Two, to your point earlier, depends on who. So the teams behind us, you got the Cleveland Browns and you got the New York Giants. It really depends on conversations being had. They need quarterbacks just like we do. As a lot of other teams that need quarterbacks as well. So what I'm looking at is, if I'm the Titans, I would play a game here with these teams. What I mean is, but say if it's Cam or Shador, if a team that really wants one of those quarterbacks and he's not your number one quarterback, and you can move down 1 or 2 spots only, make the trade. Make the trade and get an extra pick in the first round if the quarterback they want is not the quarterback you want. So, just for example, say the Titans are higher on Cam Ward than, say, Shedeur Sanders. And say the New York Giants, who are rumored to really want Shedeur, say, hey, man, what do you want to do about Shedeur Sanders, bro? You want to do a trade here? And then work with Cleveland and kind of see what they're saying about Cam Ward. If you know for a fact you can get Cam Ward and you can get an extra first-round pick, you make the trade. If it's not that, you stay put. You stay put. There's not a player in this draft, and I'm including Travis Hunter and I'm including Abdul Carter, Shedeur Sanders. I'm saying that I don't feel that those guys are number one worthy, in my opinion, right? I think those guys are great, but when you're saying number one, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. I like Abdul Carter a lot. This guy's probably the best defensive end in the draft. Looking at what the Eagles did on defense, I think that's important for sure. But it's not a need versus a quarterback. So even if we drafted a quarterback and got a free agent quarterback, we still got a quarterback. So I'm going to say the Titans will trade the pick based on how far we go down, and if it makes sense, do the trade. Make the trade. If we can get an extra first-round pick or an extra second-round pick and you get your quarterback, that's a no-brainer, bro. You do that, bro.
I like it. I like that. I like it. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. And we'll get to our favorite part of the show in a minute. So, Hawk, we're going to keep it going. We ask this question on the show all the time. What should the Titans do with the number one pick? And I think this is going to be an ongoing question all the way up into the draft. Because our minds can change. Your minds, you might see something different. I might see something different. So what should they do with the number one pick?
I honestly think, man, I know there's a lot of people not sold on any of these players, any of these quarterbacks as well, too. You have some that are, some that aren't. That's just the nature of media. That's the nature of opinions, facts, or whatever. I think the Titans, as of today, right at this moment, should draft a quarterback. And again, I have my eye keen on Cam Ward. And my hope is that Cam Ward right now is getting prepared. He's doing benching and lifting and squats all at the same time, eating raw eggs, throwing 20-pound footballs between donut holes. That he's getting prepared. He's being humbled. He's not in the spotlight. My hope is that he's getting ready. I really do think the Titans are to draft Cam Ward. I think they will draft a quarterback in the first pick of the draft. And I really say solely on the fact, too, Jacques, it's a need. And secondly, who else? Who else? There's not a lot of talent in this draft. So you might as well, if you're going to pick somebody, pick the most talented player at a position that you need. As of today, for what I know, I'm going to say Cam Ward. The Titans will draft a quarterback first pick of the draft, bro. That's for me, man. What about you, Jacques? What should the Titans do with the first pick of the draft?
Man, I'm gonna sing from the mountaintop, man. So I can't sing from the mountaintop no more. Draft a quarterback because you don't know what you're going to get, right? It's a possibility that he can turn out like this or he can turn out like that. You're taking a 50-50 gamble, right? Draft a quarterback. You got the number one pick. And I think I've said this on several shows. I like Cam as well more than I like Shedeur. I've watched film on both of them. They both have their strengths. They both have their weaknesses. Now, if they do draft Shedeur, I'm okay with that as well. I'm not arguing either one. But we need to do something that we haven't done since Marcus Mariota. Well, we drafted him with the second round pick. But with the number one pick, we have who do we take? Who have we taken at the number one pick as a Tennessee Titans organization? Not Oilers, but Tennessee Titans organization. We traded the last one that we had, right? We traded it away. So don't do the Titan thing. Do the smart thing and get your guy. And that way you can, because right now you have a fan base that's not excited. We're excited from a point that we got the number one pick, but we're not excited going into the season on depending on what we got, right? I got a bonus question too, Hawk. I'll ask that later. That's a great question. But anyway, that's for me, Hawk. Draft a quarterback.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to switch topics a little bit about the Super Bowl yesterday. I know many of you watched the Super Bowl, especially watching A.J. Brown versus D-Hop. A.J. Brown, who was more of a Titan than D-Hop. And A.J. Brown was drafted here. We gave him up for a bag of chips. And he gets his first Super Bowl. Kari Blasingame is on the team. He got him a Super Bowl. So it's, several Titan players that's out there. that ended up winning the Super Bowl that plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Eagles did beat the Chiefs in a big fashion, 40-22. I don't think that score really serves for what it is. They beat the crap out of them, really. It was really like 40-0 if you really knew and watched the game. So the Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champions. So, Jacques,
Yes, sir.
in life, man, you want to learn from those ahead of you. I learn from champions, man. You know what I mean? And I
Yes,
can
sir.
go my own path, but I'm gonna take bits and pieces from champions and
Mhm.
learn from that, right? So I have a question to you about this game and just for the Titans itself.
Mhm.
The defense for the Philadelphia Eagles is the number one defense in the NFL.
Mhm.
And they showed that yesterday. Clearly destroyed the front line of the Chiefs, sacked Patrick Mahomes over 6 times,
Mhm.
and it had several interceptions as well. Given that we have the number one pick in this draft,
Mhm.
do you think yesterday's performance of the Eagles defense will sway the Titans to draft a defensive player in the first pick?
No, no, because that team was built over time. Howie Roseman did a fabulous job at building that team from the ground up. He drafted the matter of fact, he drafted Georgia's defensive line and Georgia's linebackers. He done what he's done, right? And he was able to build this team from scratch, right? I think he won his first Super Bowl. I think Howard Roseman was a GM when Nick Foltz went in there and won. Was he
Was.
yeah, he was the GM. So the Eagles had already had a team that was already built. They just needed to add pieces, right? One defensive player is not going to solve the issues that we have as an overall team, right? Abdul Carter is not Myles Garrett. Abdul Carter is not TJ Watt coming out of college. Abdul Carter is not JJ Watt coming out of college. Abdul Carter is not not that particular talent. Those particular talents can change a franchise, right? Not saying he can't do it, right? He's Michael Parsons. Yeah, that's fine, Michael Parsons, but have the Cowboys been to a Super Bowl? No. So, no, I don't think this is going to sway them at all. I think they're going to stick to their guns, stick to their homework, continue to do their research on those players, and they're going to continue to do what they do. Do you think this is going to persuade them to get a defensive player, Hawk?
I don't think so either. I do think this is what I think will change. I don't think they're going to focus on the as the first pick. But I do think where the Titans might have focused probably primarily in the draft on offense, I think they're going to change a little bit, maybe in the third round, fourth round of getting more defensive players, maybe prior to what I was thinking earlier, right, about the draft. I say that to say this. It's something to be said when you have a hell of a front line. And when I look at the Titans, when I look at Devondre Sweat and I look at Jeffrey Simmons, hopefully Jeffrey Simmons will be back with the Titans. When I look at those guys and I look at Harold Landry, we have some good front defensive players, you know what I'm saying, up front. Pass rushing is still a challenge, I think, for us. And I think that's where the Eagles excel. But the Eagles, to your point, this has been built over time. Over the last 3 years, they have pretty much drafted every player on the Georgia's defense, right? It's been built. So you can't build Rome in a day. So I do think to beat the Chiefs, you do have to have a great defensive line. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did that, and the Philadelphia Eagles did that. That's the recipe to beat them. They are in our division. So I think of anything, what it did influence, I'm not going to say it influenced the draft up front as far as our first pick. But I would say you need to look at a free agent defensive end out there, man. Who's available, right? Who's available? And on the flip side, who would want to come here? Jacques, you brought that point to me. I thought it was a hell of a point. Who wants to play here? But if you give somebody enough money, bro, hey, you show them what it is and how much money you can spend here in Nashville versus being somewhere else, and your money could go long. I could see a free agent coming here for the Titans and wanting to be the guy instead of being a mix of guys or whatever. That could be an influence, as well as, again, drafting maybe earlier for a defensive player, especially if we draft the first pick and we get an extra first-round pick, then get you a boss defensive end out there. Get you somebody like that. Is there a way to draft Cam Ward and Abdul Carter? Can that happen?
That'd be nice.
Make some trades. You know what I'm saying? Make some trades for
Yeah.
sure. So I do think it was an impact, but not for the draft up front.
Got it. Got it.
Yep.
And even with that, just real quick, and then we'll move on to the next segment. Hawk. To your, like I said yesterday, who would want to come here, man? Like that was the thing. That was what Rand Carthon. That's the juice I liked about Rand Carthon. He had resources, he had connections, and free agents were willing to come here almost because of him. Now you take that element away. I think that's why the Titans mentioned that they're not going to focus heavy on free agency, but more of the draft. So we'll see. Anyway, what can the Titans learn from this Super Bowl champs? From the what can they learn from the Eagles to get better? And I'll be right back. I'll keep going.
Yes, sir. The Tennessee Titans can learn a lot from the Philadelphia Eagles, a whole lot. And we got that poll question out there as well too. I think more than anything is patience. Patience. The Philadelphia Eagles, from a draft standpoint, do you all know that they drafted Andre Dillard just a few years ago in the first round? He's no longer there, right? They were patient with him, and they just figured out he's trash, and we'll replace him with other players. But they didn't let go of Nick Sirianni. They didn't let go of Roseman either with the Eagles. They have been patient with their organization and their players. They have allowed them to build. They could have got rid of, last year when Philadelphia lost in the playoffs, I mean, the Eagle fans was, get rid of Nick Sirianni. Get rid of him. Jalen Hurts, he's not the guy. Get rid of him. So they got so much push. And I'm like, dude, they went to the Super Bowl just 2 years ago, and they made the playoffs. Why are y'all tripping? Why are y'all tripping? But the Eagles leadership, ownership, didn't freak out and say, you know what? Yes, we're going to get rid of Sirianni and him. Yes, we're going to get rid of Jalen Hurts. Yes, we're going to get rid of these players. You know what they did? They kept their core. They kept their coaches. And, folks, they brought in Vic Fangio. They brought him in. The coordinator group for the Eagles is amazing. Their offensive line groups, best in the league, best defense in the league. So with drafting is a huge part of it. But they've been patient with these guys. They've been patient with the coaches. They've been patient with the leadership. They've been patient with these players. It has built. It has evolved. Now you're seeing a team that's been to the Super Bowl 3 times in the last 10 years, 2 times in the last 3 years. They won the Super Bowl finally, right? And they added Saquon Barkley. They added A.J. Brown. And you know what, too, Jacques? They're not afraid to spend money, bro.
Yep.
They got a little bit more money for A.J. and Saquon. And look what $2 million investment happened, paying Saquon $1 extra million and A.J. Brown an extra $1 million. Look what happened to him, bro.
Yep.
They got a Super Bowl out of it. So I'm going to say the leadership of the Philadelphia Eagles has been amazing. Not average, not good, amazing. Patience, Jacques. So what about you? What can we as a Titans organization learn from the Philadelphia Eagles?
Learning how to draft as well. Along with that patience, they've been able to draft well as well. Cooper Dean, man. I mean, what else I got to say, right? The White Knight. I'm going to say it like that. The White Knight done came through and did his thing, right? The way that Howie and them know how to draft, it's off the chain, bro. Like you cannot beat it. Like he's been able to draft these guys. And one thing I like about him, he's not afraid to draft the right guy, if that makes sense, right? Here with the Titans, we tend to teeter-totter. Well, we don't want to draft this because of this, and we don't want to draft. No, we're gonna stick with our guns. We're gonna do what we do. And the draft picks that he has drafted has made sense, if that makes sense, right? You be like, okay, he drafted the entire Georgia defensive line. Who's done that?
Facts.
I mean, who does that? Okay, he said, okay, hey, we're gonna draft him. Oh, go get his friend. All right, then go get his other homeboy. And they already have continuity and they already know how to play with each other. That is genius. Okay, that is genius. And now what it's done is, like you said, it's gotten them a Super Bowl. Hey, I'm gonna pick up the phone. Hey, Titans, I hope y'all might be stupid enough to do this, but I don't think y'all are this stupid. I want to trade this for AJ Brown. Really? Yeah, I'll tell you, just for AJ Brown. Like you said, you said this years ago. Bag of chips. You gave him a bag of chips for AJ Brown. Are they that stupid? So then that makes our franchise look dumb. It makes our franchise look stupid. It just makes it. So the way they've drafted has been amazing. So again, draft well, make your draft picks make sense, and don't do nothing stupid like getting Isaiah Wilson in the first round for no apparent reason. Yeah.
Facts, no paper, Jacques. Shout out to everybody in the chat as well, man. If you're watching this outside of Bleacher Report, it's not live, but shout out to Titans man, Colin Rollins, T. Fisher, Big Joe, D. Hernandez. Hey, we're pre-Titan fan 209. Hey, bros and ladies, we appreciate y'all. T. Luke, Mike Rice, Key Buck. What up, y'all? Elias Rezik, what's up? All right, so Jacques.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to the Titans real quick. I got this one question I need to ask you about the Titans, bro. So after watching the Eagles and understanding everything and knowing what we have, us, going into this offseason, if you sitting in front of Brian Callahan and Mike Barganzi right now, right? What should be the primary focus for the Tennessee Titans in the offseason, bro?
The draft. Focus on the draft. Focus on make this draft a generational turnaround, if that makes sense, right? Make sure this draft is where you are putting your focus. The free agency, we did that last year, right? We spent money, we did what we did. To be honest with you, I think free agents in these days and times want to win a Super Bowl. Saquon, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, they're going to. It's almost like the NBA. They're building these super teams to go and win a Super Bowl, right? D Hop got lucky. He got traded to the Chiefs. So I think big name free agents. I think Tennessee right now is not an attractive place. I heard what Myles Garrett said about us. I mean, he gave us literally the smoke. I mean, and rightfully so. I'm not mad at him. I mean, the Titans organization needs humbling. That's what we need. We need humbling. We're not as good as we think we are. We can talk this big trash like we got a plan now. We need to be humbled, and we need to be humbled in an intelligent way. So I think the big free agents, I don't see them coming here. You can probably entice them with money, but I'm not breaking the bank for this free agent class because this free agent class is not that good. So focus on the draft. Do your homework on these talent and these kids in the draft. And I'm not just talking about the first pick. I'm talking about each pick in each round. If you can get more picks, if you can get a third round, cool. But we need to turn this ship around like the Eagles, who's drafted most of their players, right?
Yep.
They drafted Jalen Hurts. They drafted Carter. They drafted all these guys, Cooper Dean. They just bring in free agents to fill in those particular gaps. Focus on the draft. Focus on the draft. Focus on finding your quarterback. I don't want to say outside of free agency, but just focus on the draft and figure this thing out. Yeah, the quarterback is the number one important piece to find, but also focus on the draft. What about you, Hope?
All facts, no paper, Jacques. I'm going to say that I totally agree with you, and I'm going to add something to that, bro. Within the draft, however that looks, we got to find a quarterback, man.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find a QB. If somebody asks who's the Titans quarterback, all I can say is I don't know. Will Levis is who's slated to be the starting quarterback. That's not a lot of confidence going into next season. They even had on TV today. I saw on the Shannon Sharp and Chad Ocho show, they were saying, so if the Titans are looking to trade, I guess they're saying it's okay for Will Levis to be their quarterback, right? And so I'm saying is that, man, we need a quarterback. And I don't know how that's going to look. I'm hoping that this is through the draft. I'm hoping that one of these guys, these young guys, are ready to go, ready to rock and roll. And if they're not, if we get a free agent QB for a year or two, that's cool. But we need a future for our quarterback. We need a lot of things, and you can't get that all in one draft. If we had 20 picks or something, yeah, man, draft everybody. But right now, we're starting from the bottom, man. We were the worst team in the league last year, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some time. And the draft is what I agree with, Jacques. I think that is the number one thing for sure. But within that, of those players, we got to find a quarterback. That should be our focus. Who's going to be under center starting 2025?
Mm-hmm.
Are we a playoff team? I don't think so. So we need to build, right? And so, hopefully we can pinpoint who our QB is going to be, build from there next year, even in the draft in 2026. Just keep building, man. So that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. Yep. So, well, cool. Well, listen, we are at our favorite part of the show, y'all. We appreciate everybody in the comment section, man. Hey, you all are cooking on the comment section, man. We're going to give you all an opportunity to throw questions out there for our live chop up. If you're watching us anywhere outside of Bleacher Report, it won't show live. So throw your questions out there. We got good questions out there already, and we'll fire off some answers, man.
So I want to go Titans fan 209. I'm not picking on you. He says Ward was struggling in the NFL, and I'll pass. Titan fan, what was your thoughts on Jaden Daniels coming out of college? And I'm not saying Ward is Jaden Daniels, but what was your thoughts on Jaden Daniels? And then I'm gonna add a bonus question to you, Titan fan 209. Who is your preferred quarterback? Do you prefer somebody next year? Who do you prefer this year? And that's just starting off. But Hawk, I do have a spark off question.
Okay.
Say if we don't draft a quarterback and we go a dual Carter, it's a two-parter.
Okay.
One, how excited do you think the fan base would be if we draft a dual Carter at the number one spot? And then two, how would they feel if, hypothetically speaking, we brought in, trying to throw out a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers and Will Levis? How do you think the fan base would receive that?
I think, man, they would initially.
And before you continue, Please put y'all's comments in there because I want y'all to answer the question too. One, if we drafted a dual Carter, how excited would you think? Not just you as a Titans fan, but do you think a struggling Titans fan base that's struggling to sell tickets because that last game nobody was at the game? Now you got to remember from a business perspective, what do, right? And then two, if we went and got Aaron Rodgers and Will Levis, go ahead, Hawk. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want them to get to participate.
Okay. I think, man, there's been mixed bags of folks. There are folks that are saying trade the pick. I've seen that sort of pick up lately, right? I think, man, if we are to draft Abdul Carter and pick a free agent quarterback, I think early the fan base would not like that. I really feel that. I think early they'll be like, damn, we should have got a quarterback. I think that's what most fans would think early because we got the first pick of the draft. I think the only way that'll change is if Abdul Carter does come through as a rookie, even into a second year doing a great job, and Cam or any of these quarterbacks are not doing a good job. Then we'll go back and say, hey, that was a good pick. And I'd say the same thing. That's their job. That's their job to scout these players. We might think differently than them. That's their job. So if they felt that that's the case and they do that, I think the fan base wouldn't like it up front. But I do think it really depends now on the opposite of it, Jacques. If Abdul Carter does good or even not as good, and Cam Ward, Shador, Dart, any of these other young quarterbacks ball out, Titan fans gonna be upset, and rightfully so. So it's a roll of the dice, man. You know what I mean? How you feel, Jacques?
Well, speaking from I'm gonna give you a unique perspective from a season ticket holder. Somebody you invested too, Hawk. So, but somebody that's invested in the Titans and been invested for almost going on 4 years now, 45 years, I would be highly upset. I'm a diehard Titans fan. I've been a diehard Titans fan since I can remember. I was in the 5th grade. It will not get me excited. I can do other stuff in my time. I probably will go to more away games than home games because I have nothing to really root for. Abdul Carter, in my opinion, I'm picking you at number 1 for a reason. You are a 15 to 16 sack guy, okay? And I always respect you for saying this. Sacks don't equate to what?
Championships. Not like one primary guy. Yes.
Exactly. So yeah, you add them to a nice defensive line, but then my hope is to say, okay, hey, well, next year we can get the number 1 pick again and maybe go get one of those quarterbacks, right? But is that a guarantee? Ain't nothing guaranteed but death and taxes. So, I mean, I wouldn't be excited. I would feel, hey, it kind of is what it is, and I think you'll have the same result as you've had last year. Because if you roll it back with Will Levis or Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers might get you two or three more games. Will Levis is not going to galvanize his fan base. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. And you won't see me at the games. I'm sorry, bro. I got other stuff I can do with my time. Like I said, you'll see me more at more away games than home games, if that makes sense.
Jacques, you're real passionate. I've known this for a long time. You're real passionate about this number 1 pick and for us getting a quarterback. I see that. Like, I really see it. So
I'll say this: if we were getting the number 1 pick next year, it'll be the same thing because the number 1 pick only comes around for a couple of teams: Jacksonville, and Cleveland. Cleveland's up there. Used to be Detroit. But we have to solve this issue, man. Like you said, we're the worst team in the NFL. We're the laughing stock. Funny story. I was in Home Depot getting my stuff, and the lady said, "You're a Titans fan?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "We're just so bad this year. I just didn't watch." I said, "I know, ma'am." I said, "Trust me, that's my team. I bleed blue. Love them to death, but they in a null period right now." So yeah, I am very passionate, Hawk.
I got you, brother. I got you, bro.
And I agree with you, Mike _Rice. We need to stop getting washed up quarterbacks. I agree.
Let's see some of these questions we got.
I like
man.
this. He said, if not now, when do we get our quarterback? Next year's a bunch isn't strong either, in my opinion. And T. Fisher, to your point, you are 100% correct. Me and Hawk have been screaming this from the mountaintop. Hawk, you want to take this one?
Yeah. So the thing about next year's nothing is proven yet, right? With guys, right? Nothing is proven, nor even if the best quarterback is there next year, whoever we decide who's the best quarterback, the Titans have to stink again in order for us to be in position to draft the quarterback. So because you're in a position to pick number 1, then you should take advantage of that. Now, people's opinions might say Cam is not worthy of the number one pick, or Shador is, and that's a legitimate concern if people have that. I get it, right? So that's on Mike Barganzi, that's on Brian Callahan. If they feel that either one of them or any player is worthy of number one, hold on to that pick, draft your guy. If it's a quarterback, draft him. Don't wait till next year because Brian Callahan's job is on the string. He's got to make decisions now.
Right.
Based on how we run as an organization, bro, you don't have a long way to go, bro.
You sure don't.
Yep.
Sure. So, D Hernandez, let me ask you a question. So you says you just don't think, and you're saying any quarterback. Are you saying any quarterback in any draft is not worth the number one pick? Or
you saying in this draft?
In the specify. Okay. So if that's the case, and we get a bunch of picks, D Hernandez, what do we do at quarterback? And like Hawk just iterated, Brian Callahan's job is on the line. Okay. If he doesn't produce this year, he's gone. And then we're in the same boat that we were in 2 years ago when we hired him. So I'm just curious to see where your head, how you would plan this out if you were planning a 6, 9, 12, right? What are you planning? Are you saying, okay, hey, we're gonna go get Aaron Rodgers and win the Super Bowl? That ain't happening. Okay. Russell Wilson, that ain't happening. Right. These washed up quarterbacks, most of them are backups. This is not gonna happen. Next year, Arch Manning, we don't even know if he's coming out next year. Go ahead, Al. I know you got something.
I think what people are saying is you get a guy like now Matt Stafford's not a free agent, so you have to trade to get Matt Stafford. So you have to get like a Matt Stafford, Russell Wilson, who's a free agent, and then have Will Levis as the backup for 1 year, like a gap year for this year, and then next year draft a quarterback. That's what people are saying.
If that's the case, bro, you're gonna be stuck in a neutral, bro. And at that point, if my son who is 6 and he says, "Dad, I'm not a Titans fan," I ain't mad at you, bro. don't go through my anguish, right? I ain't mad at you, bro. If you want to bleed blue, do you what you do, but I ain't mad at you, man. Like serious. Okay, so D Hernandez, let me ask you a question. Just to follow up. Okay, this draft, what are you gonna do at quarterback? Are you going free agent route? You going Will Levis? Or you hoping next year that Arch Manning comes out and he's the number one pick? Because if Arch Manning balls out this year and say if he comes out, that's a lottery ticket. Everybody and their mama's going to try to go up there and get an Arch Manning. And you got to give the house. Say if we picking number 12, 15, if we're that good, I don't know. Say if we picking that, you got to give 6 first-round picks just to go up there and get him.
He's answering it.
He said Fields. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Justin Fields. All right, cool. How many games do you think Justin Fields can win with the Titans? Right? And I'm just giving you 5. I'm not picking on you. I'm just these type of things are good dialogue, right? And T Fisher, I am 100% with you, my friend. I think we've been through this throughout my lifetime as a Titans fan. Hawk, I think you're throughout your lifetime as a Titans fan. We're a little older Titans fans. We've seen this. We've seen the Kerry Collins, the Ryan Fitzpatricks, the Matt Hasselbacks, the Billy Voleks. Hawk, am I missing anybody?
So it's been a lot.
The Vince, like we don't. How many quarterbacks have the Titans drafted? Vince Young and Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, they've drafted Jake Locker, Zach Mettenberger. They've drafted
that was successful. That was successful.
Right, successful. Right.
Yeah.
Let
me see. He said, "I'm tired of signing these watch." So hold on. Where does Darnold fall into this conversation? So Darnold, in my opinion, he's gonna ask for the bank, man. If I'm Darnold, would I want to come to Tennessee? Hawk, if you're Sam Darnold and you got a bag on the table, but I want to win a Super Bowl, would you come to Tennessee?
If the bag is bigger, I would.
Okay, but you leaving. Now think about it. You leaving Justin Addison. You leaving Justin Jefferson. You leaving a good defense. You leaving a great offensive line. Is that something you want to do? And I'll give my piece.
Yeah, I can't speak for Sam Darnold, but it just depends. It depends on the bag. I mean, players do that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a guarantee that Minnesota will win a Super Bowl. They're much better than we are. Yes, for sure. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the commitment, depends on the terms of the contract. You know, Minnesota might try to lowball them and say it's a 1-year deal. Tennessee might say it's a 4-year guarantee deal. It depends on that guarantee dollar. You know what I mean? So it depends on the contract.
Sam Darnold scares me because Sam Darnold, I don't know what Sam Darnold I'm going to get. Now, you're hoping he can turn into Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has been solid for the Buccaneers. Can he get him to a Super Bowl? I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll see. I'm a little bit indifferent, bro. Like, I think free agents are wanting to go to established teams and win Super Bowl, especially Darnold's been in the league for so long. If I'm saying, like you said, I'm not speaking for you, bro, But if I was in your shoes and they saying, hey, I want to win. I'm young. I still got some juice in the tank. I want to go somewhere and win a Super Bowl. I don't want to go nowhere and just waste my time. Now, if I'm getting up there in age like Matt Stafford, I've already won a Super Bowl. I'll come to Tennessee. I can retire here. It's the income tax. I mean, state income tax. I can raise my family here, and I can win a couple of games and retire in the sunset. That's where I'm looking at it. I just think Sam Darnold's going to demand a lot of money, man.
He will.
And pointer to your point, he scares me as well. Like I just don't. I don't trust him. He did good this season. You put him in the right situation, but I just don't trust him, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll go one more question, y'all. We'll go one more.
Let me see. Here we go.
All
Got one more. He said, so I asked you a question. Do you think Ward wins more games than Fields? Hawk, I'll let you rock first. Go ahead.
Go for it, Jacques. No, you on a roll. Go for it.
Do I think Ward will win more games than Fields? And Fields got lucky. I honestly, I'm a little bit higher on Cam Ward than a lot of people are. I think he can. Now the verdict is out. We don't know. But if you again, I'm different. I break down film. I go look at other things and other factors. I like Fields. Don't get me wrong, but he's another one that I do not trust from a health perspective. He can't stay healthy, right? He can't stay healthy. So if I bring him in, I'm like, hey, Justin, do your thing. And I only get you for 6 games. You only won me 3, but then I draft Cam and he wins me 5. That argument is done right there. And I like Cam Ward's poise. I like how he carries himself. I like how he goes through his progressions. So I think Cam will win more games than Fields.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a bold
I'd say, man, like Justin Fields in his career, I don't have his record in front of me as far as how many games he's won, and Cam Ward hadn't won it. He hadn't played in the league yet. So I'd say first year, Justin Fields will probably win more games, but it doesn't mean in the long haul that he will. You know what I mean? I would project that Cam Ward would win more games in his career versus Justin Fields. So, you know, just that the first year, I think that's would only be the difference. You know what I mean? There's a reason why Justin Fields is getting bounced around the league. You know what I mean? So
his win total, we can get up out of here, 17-33.
Okay. All right.
Yep, 17-30. So Cam will have to catch up with him, but he's 17-33 as a starter. So again, I like champions. I like winners. I'm tired of mediocrity as a Titans fan. I don't know about y'all, but I am. I can be patient and all that, but I'm cool, bro. If you bring them in, I'm not mad, but yeah, it is what it is.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, listen, folks, we appreciate everybody joining the chat, man, and watching the show as well, y'all. We really do appreciate it, y'all. Again, we have a long offseason. The Titans are number 1 in the draft picks right now, man. We'll see what's good, man. A lot of good discussion for sure. Listen, if you have not followed us on Bleacher Report, do that now. Hit that fire button as well, too, man. That puts us in the algorithm as well, too. Shout out to everybody that's on Bleacher Report. We appreciate it. Shout out again. Follow us at Lorenzo_the Hawk. You can follow Jacques at Jacques Merrill. You can follow us on YouTube at Tennessee Titans Weekly. You can follow us at Titans Weekly 24/7 on Twitter, Instagram, Apple, and Spotify. We're out there, folks.
Hey, and appreciate y'all participating in the show, man. And thank y'all for supporting the show. Thank y'all for just if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here. So, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all enjoy your week. Have a safe week. And we'll get to our next one, man. And Hawk, take us home.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we hope y'all have a great week. And as we always say, and as we always do, folks, facts.
No paper.